I am such a believer in one-point sermons because in the 21st century, we are living in a world full of information overload. Everybody's minds, everybody's social media feeds, everybody's mailboxes is filled with clutter. And so many times we preachers, with the best of intentions, we fill our congregants' minds with yet more clutter. We give them everything we know about the Bible. We give them 4 points to a message. Hopefully they all begin with the same letter. But at the end of it all, what we've done is clutter people's minds yet again. And the power of a one-point sermon is clarity. We tell them one thing. We tell them that one thing kind of repeatedly. And that clarity always triumphs over clutter. So it's so interesting about sermon flow. I would say, a couple of different ways that messages flow. Sometimes I will actually begin with the Bible. Who'd have thunk it? But I always begin with the Bible. When I do that, I do so from a position almost of skepticism. Like, I can't believe this thing I'm going to tell you that's in the Bible. Or I'll read an outrageous story and I'll say, that wasn't in my illustrated children's Bible. Was it in yours, like Samson going in to spend the night with a prostitute? No, that just was not in my illustrated children's Bible. In a few weeks, I'm going to deliver a message on Acts chapter 9 and verses 32 through 42. And the interesting thing is, I've been preaching a long time, and I've never preached on this. I call it a healing couplet. Aeneas is healed of his paralysis, and then Dorcas, or Tabitha, Gazelle is what the name means, she's raised from the dead. And I'm actually going to begin the sermon by confessing I haven't preached on this passage in 30 years because part of me didn't really believe it. And all of a sudden people are engaged, and they're like, yeah, I probably don't really believe that as well. Now, don't worry. I'm going to get to the bottom of that sermon, the end of that message, where I do affirm, yeah, actually, it's kind of hypocritical for me who builds my life on a guy who's risen from the dead, not to believe that the church could be involved in resurrection again. And so that flow begins with Scripture. The majority of times, I would say, my messages begin with life, either observations, anecdotes, hopefully that bring up some kind of dilemma. And once I begin with that dilemma, beginning with life, then we enter into the Scripture, see the way that it addresses the dilemma, and then arrive at that one point. Here's the biblical, Spirit-filled, rhetorically compelling solution to the dilemma. The bottom line, I typically reveal about just over the midway point in the sermon, maybe 2/3 of the way through. So you build tension, and then the tension literally gets released when the one point is unveiled.